What's up, you guys? It's Jay Mills back again with Pillow Talk with Jesus. Listen, okay, let me just put it out there. Y'all don't judge me, okay? Every time I come on here, I look all kinds of crazy, but you know what? Listen, I just needed to get on here. I am dedicated to the mission. I am here, okay? So let's go. Okay, a few things I wanted to. How you guys doing? You guys doing all right? Some of you guys reached out to me today, and I just want to say hello to you all and thank you for reaching out. Um, I love you guys. Really, I really do thank you for all of your support. Just helping us grow this team, this community, this family. Because that's really all it is, right? I'm not here for fame or anything. I'm just here because I love you guys sincerely. Um, a lot of you guys feel alone. A lot of you guys have concerns and not a lot of people to talk to. But let this be your space. Let this be your safe space. Consider us family. Consider it done. So anyway, thank you for reaching out to me. Those of you that have already done so. I see you, and we're praying for you. So a few things I wanted to address. First of all, our name. Okay, Pillow Talk with Jesus. Pillow Talk with Jesus, it kind of was born from a vulnerable space, right? Many nights I am just up thinking about whatever, everything. And a lot of us are busy. A lot of us have children. A lot of us have just so much stuff going on that at nighttime, that's really the only time, the quiet time that we have. And yet, even though it's our quiet time, we still have a lot to say. You know, we have a voice that we want to be heard. And so I personally have found myself with all these thoughts on my mind and not a lot of people to talk to. So here is a space where I can share with you even my concerns and you can do the same. And like I said, a lot of you already have. So thank you, and let's keep it going. Some of you have also so graciously mentioned that pillow talk has a kind of negative sexual connotation, and that's fine. Thank you for your comment. But let me just clarify. So pillow talk, yes, some pillow talk happens after sex. People associate the term pillow talk with kissing and cuddling and whatever. And yeah, but that's not what we do here. Pillow talk is also where you have some of your most vulnerable and intimate conversations, some of your most vulnerable, intimate, and personal conversations. And we do it with Jesus because I am a Christian and I invite him into my space. So if you're not a Christian, that's fine. You're still welcomed. But that is how the name was born. Pillow Talk with Jesus. We're here to talk real talk. We're here to not shy away from our everyday concerns. If you want to talk about sex, we can do it. But that's how we were born, okay? Coming off that. Moving on. So our last video, we had one of our sisters right into the show, Monica. Look how crazy I look. Look, it's just gonna happen, okay? My hair is gonna come down. I'm just gonna look crazy throughout the video, but you know what? Let's just keep going. Anyway, so we had our sister Monica write into the show and basically tell us how she just started getting back into the dating scene and how things really weren't going that well for her. She's been in it for about a year and a half. And she has some great conversations with some guys. Giving you a little snapshot. She has some great conversations with some guys. I don't know if you can hear my children in the background, but please ignore them because I'm having a hard time doing that. Lord help me. Okay. So she had some great conversation with some guys. And, you know, the chemistry was really well. But once they got privy to the fact that she had children, they were gone. Like, they were out. And she was a lot discouraged about that. She kind of felt like, you know, it may have something to do with her past and all the mistakes that she's made. And, you know, I spoke to my sister Monica and we encouraged her and we're going to continue to encourage her. But I did not really address the men. And so I'm going to do that now. Okay. So first of all, let me just say that dating is hard. Okay, meeting people the traditional way, online dating, blind dates, dating is just hard. Like most of us already have an idea of what we desire our partner or a spouse to look like, act like, dress like, smell like. Like we already have our criteria in our head. But then God forbid, and I'm speaking from a man's point of view, God forbid the woman has a child. Or multiply that by 2. And then no matter what our criteria was, it doesn't matter if she checked off all those boxes, she's no longer a contender. He has already made up in his mind that he's writing her off. And all for the fact that she has kids. It's disgusting. So let's really talk about it. Let's get deep into it. We already agreed that dating was hard, but dating as a single mother is even harder, right? I mean, especially mothers that have young children. Like, let's talk about it seriously. The kids need you, right? Then work needs you. Assuming that we somewhat like a tidy house and a kept house, then the house needs you. Little people have to eat dinner, so dinner has to be made. Homework needs to be checked, showers, bedtime stories, prayer time, and then you're literally just sitting there doing nothing because the kids can't fall asleep without you. And everything that I mentioned so far has everything to do with children, right? And I know that every mother has their routine and every household is pretty much different, but everything that I've mentioned is for the family. So men, pay attention, because all those single mothers that y'all have been writing off, what has she been doing? She's caring for her family. What am I saying? Most of what I hear men say, the reasons that they can't rock with a single mom is because they're not spontaneous enough. Like when a man wants to get up and go, he wants to just be allotted that freedom and not have to be boggled down with finding a babysitter. I get it, right? But what woman that you know that doesn't want the same thing? I mean, instead of putting a single mom on the chopping block, I mean, why not look at her with admiration and beauty and think, wow, she takes care of her family. She takes care of her responsibilities. I mean, hey, she is a single mother and raising her kids because some man opted out of that responsibility. And yes, I know that there are a number of reasons why, a woman can be single, but I digress. So the point is, single mothers who often get overlooked for being a single mother and just for that reason alone is just pure ignorance. I mean, a woman who prioritizes her family, is that the worst you've got? I mean, play your cards right, dude, and then maybe you'll be a part of her family one day. And then I just bet, that you won't be upset with all that prioritization then. It's passionate. I'm passionate. It's a hot topic. People are really out here dealing with these issues, really being written off, not even being looked at a second time because they've got a little one, because they're caring for the great women. Another thing that I've heard, another popular one, dating women with children is, and forgive me, I keep looking down and I'm all over the place because I'm actually in my closet. I'm not doing the pillow talk today. I'm actually in my closet, but it's comfortable here too. I have my most intimate conversations here too. You can have intimate conversations in your closet, okay? I meet with Jesus in my closet. Anyway, so another thing that I hear men say is that dating women with children is not for me because they're too controlling, they're too stuck in their ways, or there's no space for me in her already made family. Now, even though I'm a woman, I don't in any way want to be biased. So ladies, to this point, I agree that us women raising children alone and dating can sometimes come across as controlling or rigid. But hear me good. Never will I put a blanket statement over all single moms and call anybody controlling or rigid, because we all, both men and women, have our baggage. But I can see how, from a man's point of view, why some may equate single moms to being controlling. Now, again, if a man would stick around long enough and wasn't at all self-absorbed and actually gave relationships a real and fair chance, then perhaps most men would understand that as a single mother, part of keeping her ship tight and her house in order, she needs to have a schedule. You know what I mean? Like, with children, there needs to be structure. So perhaps that way you men, maybe that's what you're observing. Again, is a single woman running her unit to keep it functional such a bad thing? And maybe you're not saying that it's a bad thing, but perhaps that's what you're observing and equating that to being controlling or whatever. And also, men, if you find yourself dating a single mom who to you is too controlling, or you find that there's no space for you in her already made family, then ask yourself, what role is she playing? You know, like, really think about it. Because men, I don't blame you. You're just men, right? You don't know. That's no shade. But some of you just really don't know. But more times than not, a single mom, even while she's in the dating pool, she's taking on dual roles as a mommy and daddy. She's working a double every day of her life, and she's got no spouse or no partner to pour back into her. Imagine how she feels. And I know this may be hard for y'all to believe. I know. But women, we are not perfect. We're not. Oftentimes us ladies we can get so caught up in our routine and in our ways that when a man finally does come into the picture, we make a mistake and treat him like one of the children or push our routine onto them. And that is wrong. So we're really wrong for that. But this very flaw that some single mothers have is exactly what to expect when dating. Like, again, for the people who are just tuning in, dating is hard. No matter if you have children or not, there is no manual and there is no gauge to ensure when we're ready to get back into the dating pool or not. You know what I mean? Some people have completely forgot or just have been grossly misinformed as to what dating and relationships are really about. Like, there's no cookie cutter bride. I know for online dating that it kind of gives you the illusion that you can put in your preferences or your order, right? And for your soon to be mate, and then poof, after the timer goes off, you've got a plethora or a made to order companion or whatever. But in real life, I don't care how similar you are to the next person. Dating is merging two completely lives together and working it out as best as you can. It's hard. Now, some relationships you don't have no business being in. That goes without saying. But for the record, every relationship has some quirk that the next person has to get over or live with. So just let the record state that all I mentioned is not the case for everybody. I know I said a lot, but it's not the case for everybody. And I'm being careful with what I say because it's not that I don't want to hurt feelings, because I don't think that you guys will think I'm trying to take jabs at anybody, but some women need help. Some single moms are controlling. Some single moms are controlling and mean and bitter, and they need help. And like I said, I'm not trashing or speaking ill about any woman in any way. I'm merely just keeping it fair, right? Um, and so, men, I challenge you. When you find yourself in this position, right? What do? Do you call her bitter? Is that your go-to? Oh, she's an angry black woman. She's bitter. That's easy. That's easy. But what do? Do you call her bitter? You call her mean, controlling? Do you blame her for not having enough spontaneity? I mean, if you find yourself, men, if you find yourself with a woman who embodies those traits, then help a sister out. Help her out. Because I promise you, she wasn't born that way. Something happened. And in the spirit of keeping it 100, some of you men, and it's not all of you, but some of you, y'all need to man up. And I know I'm not a man, and I probably shouldn't say that, but some of y'all need to man up. You know what I'm saying? It's time for, seriously, men, you have to live up to your title and realize that there is a reason why single mothers are having to be both mommy and daddy. Wake up, guys. Wake up. Instead of, shaming and disregarding and ignoring and blaming our single mothers, love on them. Could you imagine the difference it would make? Love on them. Be consistent. Compliment them. Tell them God. Tell them thank you. I mean, think about it. Who raised you? Yeah. Anyway, excuse my passion. You guys know I'm very passionate, but I had something to say, and clearly some of you did as well. So again, Monica, I want to thank you for coming on to the show. Coming on to the show, right? Like I'm a real talk show host. I got big dreams, but thank you for writing into the show. I appreciate it. And hopefully that your story kind of inspired others just to know that, because you're a single mom, it's not the end all be all for you. It's not a death sentence. It's not even close. You have a beautiful life ahead of you. You have a beautiful future, and so do your children. If you aspire to be married again, or just to be married, if you aspire to be in a relationship, I challenge you to take it up with God. I challenge you to bring your concerns and your desires to God in prayer. Watch what a difference that prayer will make. This community is a great thing, but it's not everything. Having a community, having resources, having another person there, or having someone to call on, having someone to write into and just have, these conversations is great. It is amazing to feel community, to feel family. Yes, I'm your family. I am your sister. We've got you. We're all we're all in this together. But there is nothing that tops prayer. Let me just say, there is nothing that tops prayer. I would take my God over my best friend every day. Every day. Because one thing I know about God is that His word, His holy word, the book, it never comes back void. And He never leaves you hanging. And a lot of people say, oh, I believe God. I trust God. I have faith in God. But what you also need to have faith in, realize that faith includes faith in His timing. So when we say that we trust God, God, I really want this, and I want to be married, and I want to do this, and I want my time to come again, and where's my Boaz, and when is my redemption story going to kick in? And if you say you trust God, then you have to trust that His timing is also perfect. He's got you. He's got you better than I've got you. He's got you better than your mother, than your father, than your auntie's got you, than your best friend's got you, than your lover has got you. He's got you. God has got you. He's got you covered. He loves you every day. He sees you right where you are. Pray. And speaking of prayer, we had another sister reach out today and ask that we could keep her granddaughters in prayer. Her granddaughters have been bullied in school, and her mom reached out to the superintendent to write a letter just to notify them, to let them know what was going on. Listen, guys, we need to pray. And when I got that message today, I stopped what I was doing immediately and just said a prayer. I'm not telling you this so that you can know simply what I've done. I'm telling you that so that you can join me in prayer. Pray for our sister Mary. Pray for her granddaughters. Pray for her family. Pray for strength. Pray that her granddaughters will hear the voice of God. Pray that her granddaughters will be protected, covered from head to toe, that no harm will come their way. That every day that they go out to school, that they go to school to learn, to focus on their books, their studies, so that they can better their education, not to have to fight and to think about who's coming after them. Pray for protection over those girls. And pray for peace in that family. And when you pray, and I really am just going to say one more thing, but when you pray, don't pray shaking in your boots. Pray with every bit of confidence. Pray as if your prayer has already been answered. That's prayer with faith. Guys, I want to thank you so much again today for everybody who's reached out. And please, y'all, continue to reach out. Like and subscribe. I'm trying to do a thing here, y'all. Like and subscribe to this video. And don't forget to email me at yoursis@pillowtalkwithjesus.org. I'll see you guys soon.